welcome to another exciting episode of the So Nigerian podcast.
Zero.
Today, we have a very, very exciting guest with us. But before then, let's tell you what we are going to be talking about today. Everybody knows how house hunting can be. Very tedious and mentally exhausting. That's why we have brought a professional house hunter.
Dead.
Dead ass.
today we have
Bro.
Nigeria's number one hype woman,
Zero.
dancer, radio presenter, best in friendship, best in family. Don't worry, she's professional house hunter as well. So Melody, MIA. Some of you might have known her. You put her
I
outside.
mean, if you're always outside, you know.
you know her.
You know.
If
Definitely.
you're outside and you never seen her, that means
Then you've been to the wrong places, man.
that means you are under the bridge outside. You're not outside at the happening places.
Oh, you're not. You
So-
should learn to be a better outsider.
So yeah, Melody, nice to meet you. Nice to have you here.
It's nice to be here. Since I met you, I think it's over a year now.
Yeah.
that I've known you.
Yeah.
I've always So Nigerian podcast. I need to be on it.
Yeah.
And let's not even forget the fact that So Nigerian has made a lot of growth from the first time I met you to this period.
Yeah,
And every time I see the wins, I'm like, oh, So Nigerian. I must get So Nigerian. So it's great to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy, man. I've also known Melody for like a moment now, like met through Oreva. Shout out to Oreva if you're watching this. Met through Oreva, and this is not you guys are going to be seeing her a lot, so just be prepared. This is not going to be the only time you get to see Melody because bro, I remember those days that time we used to have random conversations and gist, and
Yes.
I just know like she's such a good conversationalist. That's why she's going to drop her house hunting
So
expertise.
she's not just a professional house hunter.
Yes.
I feel
Yeah,
wait, I have a question to ask. So
Yeah.
is it that you guys just saw me and knew that I like looking for house? I like looking for house or what? And you're like,
Oh.
ooh, this girl, she has talent for looking for house. Let's get some skills from her.
Don't worry. Before we go on, you guys should just make sure you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, dropping your Q&A as well. And today's episode is proudly sponsored and powered by our very own Money Points.
Zero.
Yeah, they're the ones that made this happen. If not, people will not see us behind camera today.
You
just heard our
behind
voice.
mic, you just hear our
behind
voice
mic.
and that's it.
That's how it's powered by Money Point. And moving on, I need you guys to just tell me your house hunting experience. Isaac recently just bought a house. Everybody
Oh
my
clap.
God, are you
Said-
for real?
He just bought a house.
Oh,
This guy said buy.
congratulations.
I didn't buy a house.
I
so-
have an honest question. So
Yeah.
you just bought a house.
Yeah.
Do you have like maybe 2 rooms you're not using? Maybe 2 rooms you're not using.
By even the room I got today, enough for me. Don't worry, bro.
How did you get money to buy that kind of house?
I didn't buy a house. You know that they started kidnapping in this Lagos. So I didn't buy a house. I rented a house like a normal youths in this
Oh,
country.
that's nice.
Yeah. So I mean, how did I get?
Rent house in this economy?
How did I get the money? So me, I was even lucky, sir, because I knew the person that was staying there before, so I just
Oh,
renewed his rent. But I still have to pay all those. So the problem with renting houses is mostly all those agency fees that you have to pay.
I'm
They
going
are
to get
very
there.
outrageous. But I mean, we're going to get there. So I mean, my
You didn't save it, just 1 month salary, just paid for it.
you don't even know when I went to. It's giveaway. It's giveaway. It's money points giveaway that they help me pay
that
my
you use
rent.
for the house.
Yeah, but I'm joking. I mean, obviously, it took a lot of saving to not a lot of saving, but like I did have to save to be able to get my dream house because I've been searching.
Is it your dream house?
It's not. I mean, it's my dream space. No,
No,
so
no,
it's
no,
not.
no, no, no. I get.
Yeah.
I get. We're not talking
Yeah.
about the house itself.
Yeah, why is the guy laughing? So it's not exactly my dream house, but it's
Describe the space.
it's just it's just a room, a parlor. It's like a what do you call it, bachelor pod. It's just a room, parlor, and kitchen, and then bathroom. So it's like, me. I've always wanted like my own space, not like maybe a shared apartment or something.
Okay.
So that's what I eventually went for. But I mean, it took like over a year of searching. Don't worry.
Do you
like,
know, I
saw
was about
places.
to ask that. How long did it take?
Yeah.
Because you know, he said he knew someone, so I
Yeah.
felt like he's going to say, well, it just took me about a month.
No, I had even given up on my search. So I used to stay. It's not like I mean, obviously I wasn't homeless before. I was staying somewhere before, so I
Yeah.
just thought like, let me just continue staying in this place, and then luckily if I find somewhere, well, I just gave up on my search. Then someone just randomly called me. Oh, I saw this. I visited a friend who's about to leave the country, and like
that's-
so
that's
I just took the opportunity. I mean,
God
but I mean the problem is like, where I missed it is like I I only saw the place once before moving in. So I just saw it once, paid the rent like the next day,
Oh.
and then I moved in like a month after. So I didn't go to check. Like, so I mean, now I'm seeing certain like
I was,
red flags.
you know what? I was going to get to that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of questions that, as a professional,
Household.
as a professional house hunter, there are a lot of questions I've come to realize that
Yeah.
needs to be asked
Yeah.
when you're about to move to a house. So first, when you said it was a joke, but I didn't realize that every new year I'm always looking for a
Are you
house.
serious?
Like, well, thankfully, not thankfully, but I don't live in Lagos.
Oh, for real?
I live in Ibadan.
You know,
But-
I'm so sorry to cut it short. When my house hunting this thing got to me,
Yeah.
You meant to look for houses.
I
in
so I was
Ibadan.
actually using because I'm like, let me just request for my company to
Don't
make
do
me fully
it.
remote. Oh, why?
Okay, no, okay, they would.
They will make me fully remote, so I'll just move to Ibadan.
Oh, no,
Fully,
no,
yeah.
no, do it.
Oh, are you serious?
Do it.
See that she's so bad that she house hunts in Lagos and Ibadan.
So when you shuffle between Ibadan and Lagos.
Yes, I do. I'm just coming from Ibadan.
What? Today?
Yes, no.
When I say I have stories for this about
Stop!
today's
Are you
journey,
serious?
yes, I just like came in from Ibadan and I was like, okay, let's
I feel like yeah, it's very difficult for you. When she told
Mm.
me, I'm like, can't be. How am I? What happened? Like, you can't be serious because I used to think she stayed in Lagos. The way she
You know,
moves-
she's literally
moves,
popping in Lagos.
the way she moves, like
she's
she's.
literally popping in Lagos.
So I was surprised when she was like, yeah, like Ibadan, and then she has somewhere she stays in Lagos as well. So like, and then every time I see her on stage at I saw you on stage last year on Spotify's Afrobeats party.
yeah.
I saw her on stage and I'm like, if you're on stage by 2 a.m., 1
So
a.m.,
when I get back to Ibadan,
what do you mean you're staying in Ibadan? Do you understand? And you mentioned something earlier, and me being that my first rent that I paid, my parents, I was lucky to have my parents to help me.
Rich kid. Look at you, rich kid.
Trust
Rich
fund,
kid.
trust fund,
baby.
trust fund,
Trust fund, baby.
No, like I left NYSC like copper.
yeah, we could all save with your
I'm not going to use
Alawi.
that 3K to pay house rent.
You save with your Alawi now.
Well,
Okay. No, you count that as rent. I thought we don't count that one.
Oh, like your first rent.
Do we count that as rent?
Is rent now?
You didn't pay your first rent yourself.
I did.
You did.
But okay,
Proud
so
of you.
so you know, as I said, he saves.
Yeah.
Like he saves before he pays the rent. So I'm the kind of person that before I went into the world as my own woman, you know, I really made sure I stayed at my parents very well.
Yeah, I think for me like
So that you save.
Yeah, you save.
speaking of
You
this
have the
saving,
money.
speaking of this saving P, like that just like brings us to this old money point. So I started using money points about 6 months ago.
Okay.
You know, one thing people always think money points is for like business, POS people.
I mean, I always thought it was
So
POS.
do you run a
before it
POS?
That's
You need side
that's
hustles.
if you are listening to this, I just want to know. I just want to let you know
started.
that I am a honestly like when I reached out to them and in talks of like this episode, I'm a very very like vivid. I like to use fintech, microfinance banks, and others on like the orthodox banks.
Yeah.
And when I came across money points and I came across that like 7, at first I thought it was also like business oriented stuff.
Yeah.
And I came across their personal banking, and even funnily enough, so Nigerian's business account is on that
Money points, yeah.
you get. So like we're very very blessed to have them as part of this episode. So when I like started using them and then I saw that savings feature, obviously there are other like saving forms and fintechs and all of that stuff. But one thing that just like distinguished them to me was the interest rates. They have up to 19%.
Are you serious?
Per annum, bro. I think like other ones have up to like 12 or 13. So like it's something like it's like eating gem. So in my head, I just want to keep it. But I said let me bring it to Nigeria for this last day.
Bro.
So my rent was paid about 2-3 months ago, my latest rent. And then I used it so basically I got like I wouldn't really disclose the amount I had inside, but obviously, like I got a
You had to,
significant, I got a significant interest that I was able to add to
Much
paying
of-
rent.
yeah.
So, like that's what it brings us to. You know that every new year you're looking for.
Don't save me money points.
So, are you saying you're always saving for the goal of rent?
Yes. Look for real.
Oh, you don't do that.
I mean, like,
mean-
why don't you? Thank you for making him look like the bad guy here. Like, it made me look as if, are you a proper human
Bro,
being?
so wait, you
You are
just
not the proper
you
human
just save in general.
No, the thing is, yeah, the way I'm built or the way I'm set up, I've done
Yeah.
it in a way that like I can use 2 months to pay my
Ah,
rent. Yes.
you know,
God.
now you are the one that should be teaching us
God.
how to run
Give
this.
us this inspired as fire.
The thing is,
finance
yeah,
talk.
everything is all about like knowing your capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
When for looking for a house, you have to obviously like have a way that your finance structure, you're not living in somewhere that is above your pay grade or your limits. Do you understand?
So
Like now, you know that your salary is 150K.
yeah.
You want to be paying 2 million naira rent.
Okay, so I remember having this discussion with a couple of my friends
Yeah,
because we saw a tweet
yeah.
that said it, that your house rent should not be
More than 3 months.
more than 2. It's not even 3. The person said 2 months.
When I heard the code, it was 3 months.
That is 2
Now they
months.
reduced
And
it.
then one of my friends, one of my friend quotes it and says,
Yeah.
"You people in Nigeria are not really living reality.
Yeah.
Like, whose salary do you expect to be 2 months? So if your salary is 150, and you're saying your rent should be like your 2 month salary, is it in Lagos?
Lagos.
In
When you're
Ibadan, you
300K.
could find that,
Yeah.
but in Lagos,
But sorry, like how many rooms can 300K get you in Ibadan?
depending on the area. Just like the way in Lagos, it depends on the area. So it's highly dependent on the area.
Yeah.
And depending on the area, you could get 200, 150, 300, 500. You said for 2 bedroom, right? Sorry, you're asking me 300K.
Yeah, but I mean,
Sorry.
there's rent of 150K in this country.
Yes, there is rent of 150K.
150K in
Yes.
this country.
Sorry,
Where?
why did I keep mentioning money
I
instead of
swear,
the-
I'm living
Okay,
in Lagos.
300K could get you depending on the area. So depending on the area now, the place that you have, like, maybe you could get 2 bedroom. Wait, I need to get my thoughts together for this because I keep calling the rent
Rent
itself
itself,
instead of the
yeah.
2 bedroom. Okay, 300K can get you 2 bedroom.
Yeah.
It can get you self-contained. It could get
Okay.
you room and parlor. Right? That's depending on the area. So if you are in a highbrow area like Oluyole,
Oluyole.
Bodija, 300K might just get you like maybe a room in an apartment or
That's
a,
a room and parlor.
no, a room
No,
in an
like,
apartment or
okay.
self-contained.
Self-contained.
Because like this or a Akobo too.
Oh, I
Because
get
these people are like these places are like
So look
highbrow
at
areas.
look at those type of areas now. We didn't want to come to Lagos yet because Lagos will give us a headache because we've never gotten to how's like agency and commission because we're getting there. But you guys are saying this 2 month salary, your 2 month salary should be able to pay your rent. But we know that's quite impossible for an average youth in Nigeria.
In Lagos.
In Lagos. I like the specifics. In Lagos,
Lagos.
everybody obviously we know that's quite impossible. So that's when saving. Have you guys got it to the point where you're actually close to your rent and then your landlord increases your rent 2 months
Please, let it
before?
not happen to me.
No,
man.
God,
I've
no,
got,
I wanna-
that's happened to us before.
Are you
Like,
serious?
Are you
bro?
serious?
Caretaker just come.
And you've
submit.
already saved your own.
And you already had plan like you already like okay,
Save
this
the
percentage
exact
of my
thing,
salary is going to locked savings. There's locked savings in money point, so that's what I actually even used for that 3 months. And then obviously like I already dropped a plan that this is what I'm going to do. This is when I'm going to, because obviously your rent months is the same every year, so you know.
Yeah, you
You
already know,
know.
like
So
August
you
or
know.
something.
Okay.
That's people that's quite irresponsible. I feel like it's irresponsibility.
No, that's the reason why we are surprised that you don't save money for your rent.
Bro, because you're actually supposed to like you're supposed to wing that kind of thing. You're
Like,
supposed
I
to
don't know
prepare
how
for
how
it.
do you do it?
But when that time comes for the rent, I save for it, but like I start like 3 months before.
Risky baby.
That's very
Three-
risky.
3 months
Even
before.
when I was moving into my house, that was the first time my dad.
So are you
told
guys
me.
saying? So this is bad oh, because you guys are making it look like I'm the bad one. Yeah.
You are the
You're
bad
actually
one.
the
You're the
bad one,
irresponsible
because-
adult.
Why are you people saving solely for the purpose of rent?
No. Okay, so this is it. This is it.
Yeah.
For me, I have like savings. So I have one place that is savings
For
solely
rent.
for the purpose of rent.
Rent.
Savings for unseen circumstances.
Rainy days.
Savings for if there's no money in my main account, let's enter this one to save us till we get more money. You know, they are just money stashed at different
Yeah, at
places.
different places.
I mean, I feel like
You know-
that's a bit
Wait,
responsible.
so
That's
what you're
very
saying
responsible.
is you just have like general savings, and then when time for rent comes, you just pull out.
I just save for dirty December.
This is a very don't take advice from this guy. Like Take advice from him based on saving with money
You know what
points.
I think? I feel like yeah, Melody is quite right. I feel like designating your savings actually like okay, rents, rent. Yeah, I think that's
And
responsible.
okay, so
Maybe I might start that.
to be fair, sometimes as you said that your landlord comes 2 months before your rent ends and it could increase it. It might not even be that. It might be that you want to move, like someone like me, right? So
That rent every
so
year.
that rent. So if you it's two things depending on the type of services that you
Yeah,
render or
yeah,
type of job that you do.
yeah,
Pardon me, if you do a 9 to 5, you have a certain amount that you would
Comes in
remove
every-
every month.
yeah.
I personally advise that. Again, truly, this is how I advise it. In Ibadan, your rent should not be more than 2 months, but in Lagos, 3 months. Try in whatever
But
you are doing that, like your total rent for the year, you should be able to get it in 3 months. Not like you're gonna get it because it's not like you can
Yeah,
carry the whole
all
salary
your
and put it.
salary. Yeah.
But by the time you remove it over the space of 12 months, it's something that would equate
yeah,
to your 3 month salary.
comes to think of it, that's quite responsible. But then now let's put for instance, I'm sure that people on 150K salary, fresh graduates, NYC coppers,
Yeah.
J and that's
This
3K.
guy saying, we are
So
people that are really outside graduates of 5 years and are still earning 150K in this country.
so now, and obviously you work on the island and you need close proximity to your house,
Yeah.
to your job rather, and then you on that 150K salary, you still have to buy suits. Maybe you work in a bank, you have to wear suits, you have to pay transport every day. And and you're on that 150K salary, and I'm sure the least you can find mini flats you're paying 1 M per
Where's the
month
place?
on the island.
Okay,
Anywhere
so
on the island.
to be fair, talking about housing, I've had housing. We've all had a lot of housing discussion with our friends. I remember
So wait,
one of my
let me
friends.
even
Okay, you've
complete
not
my
even
question.
landed. Okay,
I've never
sorry. I'm
completed my
sorry.
question. So now you're on that 150K salary, and I'm very sure that the least place you can get on the island to be closer to your work is 1 M. You're spending at least 1 M, if not 1.2. Do you get for like your rent and your 150K salary? How do you now want to be saving towards that goal every year? Like how? I think that's where you have to even find ways of like investment and savings,
Okay,
interest per annum. That's when you can be getting. But then is it a bit hard?
I don't think
so
that's realistic. Sure.
that number one. That's where I was going to.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But there are people that live like that too. I won't even lie to you.
and
That's-
see, I think the problem is we as Nigerians, what we do is affordable living. We don't do comfort living.
Comfortable here.
We do like what you can afford. So if you are earning 150 every month and you're going to go and look for an apartment 1.5 because of the comfort to your workplace,
Yeah.
1.5 M because of comfort, it does not make sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
absolutely
At the end of the day, it's not that 150 that would pay your rent. Do you get?
Yeah.
Now you have to be doing other things like, as you said, invest. You have like side
Side
hustle.
hustle.
Your side hustle that we should be giving you like maybe 1 M every month. For real. Do you get? Or you just live on somewhere on the
Yeah,
mainland,
somewhere on the
somewhere that is
mainland,
close
struggle
to the
it.
island, struggle it. And I remember a friend of mine, she worked on the island and she lives at Isolo Jakonde.
And she used to go every day.
Yes.
I feel like the transfer money you
How
use it
she
to
goes,
pay rent.
no. So she had calculated it because that's how I felt too. But what she does is that, again, a lot of us want to do comfort living when we can do affordable living. And
living.
we should not be doing affordable living. We should actually be doing
Comfort living.
But based on our economy, affordable living. So what she does is there's a bus service for people who work 9 to 5.
Short laws.
Short laws.
Short lads on the island.
just give them
so she
50
just
hours.
pays a month. Oh.
Just give them 50
okay.
hours.
I didn't even know
Go on,
because
go on.
I'm
Go
sorry,
on.
okay. There's a bus service that
Yeah.
takes people who work 9 to 5 to
Yeah.
the island, and she just like subscribes for the month, and that's it. Goes, come back, and it's better for her that
Yeah,
way.
it's actually so. I have actually tried that before, and it actually did help my finances because it's not as
Oh, you didn't help it.
no, it did help my finances because
Okay.
I mean I don't like jumping bus up and down
Do
and
you
everything. It's
get-
really really stressful.
Especially your
It's-
suits.
yeah, it's not even about it's not even about like comfort or anything. It's just very annoying because one bus trip can literally spoil your day. Maybe conductor insults you or something and it spoils your day. So when I started using that bus service, it really helped me save. And another thing that really helped in these times, especially for like our generation, is hybrid working system. So you don't always have to go in every day. So the days you don't go in, the transport money you're supposed to use that day, You should be able to
You
save
buy
it.
food. Oh, okay.
Yeah, even having to go when you go to work, you have to buy for
You
every
guys
day.
don't, you
Every
guys
day, you
don't
just,
realize that aside from rent, yeah, there are other things, other bills.
let me not lie to you. Let me not lie
What
to
is
you.
NEPA bill, utility bill,
And
bro?
Okay,
there
well,
is
there's
that.
that.
Do you understand?
So that's why it's not realistic to be
To
on
go with
150K salary and be
1.1.
staying in 1 point something million naira house. It's
But
not realistic.
that's the only thing
I actually
Lagos
know
has to
Do you know,
someone-
do you know what you are doing? You
Yeah.
are encouraging capitalism.
Bro,
Okay, maybe not capitalism, but you're encouraging hustle till you die. Till
Bro,
you
that's
fall flat
literally-
on your face.
so I know
That's why
someone.
you need to save.
See, let me tell you something. I know someone
Why do you
I know
start?
someone whose rent is 1.6 M. Firstly, he stays in a 2 bedroom. He's the only one who. Why is he looking for a 2 bedroom house? I don't know. His salary is 1.6 million. He has no job, so he does.
Ah.
He's a photographer.
Okay.
So like he, but the thing is, there are months where like no gigs,
Everything's soft. There are
Do-
months where no gigs. Yeah.
no gigs. You get so more that his 1.6 M house. He hasn't even been able to fill it up. Like he's been there for 2 years.
Empty.
Just
Parlour
do you understand?
empty.
Parlour just empty and all that. You get.
Just bed on the floor.
My mind is like, why don't you just look for a smaller
Cheaper.
space? Do you understand?
Does it shoot there? Sorry.
He doesn't shoot there. He
Oh,
doesn't
it's
shoot
like
there.
he's living.
So his mind was because he's in a serious relationship. So his mind is I probably will marry soon. So it's just best I keep this
Economy
house.
messed him up.
Do you understand? And now I'm just reasoning it. It's not a wise decision. Do you understand? You have to always check your pockets. Me, when I was house hunting, one thing I did was I would actually calculate how much I would have to save. So when an agent tells me, "Oh, this is what you pay yearly," I would actually calculate how much I would need to save for me to be able to
So,
afford that
yeah,
rent
yeah.
at the end of the year. Do you understand? If I'm if I'm saving and then I use a platform like MoneyPoint, okay, so I put my salary.
The day they pay your salary.
Yeah, I put the day, I do the mathematics. Okay, at the end of the day, if I do this money point feature where you get your interest rate and all that, I mean, this is how much I'll be able to get at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And this is how
much extra you might.
how much
have.
I might have for December and all
Yeah.
that. So
I think my current house, what helped me was the savings because I was saving slightly up. Again, I have a second hustle, so it's kind of easier for me. So I was saving slightly above what I would save in general. So by the time I moved to this house, because this house is bigger and it costs more than the last house, I had some money left in that account, and I said, okay, so maybe to greater things. Carry the money. You good there? Do you get? Now I don't even know if that would work. So my question for you now is, right, I want to talk about the island mainland madness. Why do a lot of people feel that it's better for you to live on the island
and
than
it's
the
madness.
mainland? I want to know,
it's
in
absolutely
all honesty,
Yeah.
because I think the reason why I really want to know is because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, Melody, when you move to Lagos, because obviously I'm going to move to Lagos, and I started house hunting since last year. I've never.
Oh, so you're currently
I was hunting Lagos is ghetto.
professional for real.
It's ghetto. Anyway, so when I started house hunting, it's even this time last year, like March period, and I was telling some of my people like, oh, I'm going to be moving to Lagos. They would go, oh yes, sir. Oh babe, you should move. God, oh my God, it's already time for you to move. You come to the island, like you can see. I'm like, what? I'm like, you people, what's this? Do you know how much my palace is in Ibadan? And, he's
Dead.
and you guys want me to move to Lagos Island, where I'm not going to get as much amenities as I would get there.
in Ibadan.
And the space I have in Ibadan, I'm not going to get it at whatever amount it is I'm bringing out. They're like, no, babe, why do you want to stay on the mainland? It doesn't make. Babe, you should not stay on the mainland. It was coming from every gender, not like it was one like, babe, mainland is not. No, don't.
But have you lived on Lagos mainland before?
Mainland lived? Yes, I've lived at Sulere before.
For a very long time.
Not very long.
But like, I mean, you do see the difference between like, I mean, there's a clear difference when you get to the island and when you're on the mainland. I won't lie, like, I'm an advocate for living on the mainland. I won't lie.
Yeah, definitely.
But when I go to the island, there's a clear difference in the atmosphere.
Okay, you
And
want to feel rich.
That's the P. That's the
You want to feel like
And
you have
let
money.
me say another thing. Sorry. I have a friend who runs a business. He's out of the country now, but he intentionally moved to the island because he knew he was going to get connect.
Okay, that's
rich people.
so you think that's
And
one
he
of
actually worked for
the
him.
Connect. Okay.
He actually works for him. He moved to the island, so he said, but it's not that you move to the island and just stay in one place. So he started going to like all these golf clubs and playing football and all that thing. And he actually did go get connected. Yes, I'm not saying you will get out on the mainland, but it's a very high chance you meet the person that will change your life.
Yeah.
the
on the
island.
island. So that's
Yeah,
it.
you guys, before we go on, those of you that are listening, please, you guys should drop your house hunting dilemma or your house hunting savings or Allah. Maybe you saved and then you got to one point, your landlord and your savings, your house rent and your savings wasn't tallying. So you guys should just drop. And next week, I'm releasing another episode next week where we would like run a dilemma discourse on everything that you guys talk about. Just drop your on the Spotify Q&A and so on and so forth. So like in talk of this island mainland thing now, like everybody's always saying move to the island, move to the island. And I feel like in a way it depends on your profession,
Okay.
what you do. Do you understand? I feel like there's some, if you're a 9 to 5 now and you know your salary is not up to par, what are you doing living on
On the
living on
island.
the island? Except only if you're getting free accommodation or subsidized accommodation. That's when it makes sense to me. You're going to you have hustle, they hustle, and then you're not like trying to match up to a standard of living that your money cannot afford.
Yeah.
Like you said, affordable living and
Comfort living.
comfort
So
living.
people who move to the island are probably looking for
Comfort
comfort
living.
living.
Do you understand? And imagine now, like, why they probably tell you it's because of your industry, like hype woman.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand? So like, they feel like
Entertainment. That's where
entertainment.
it is.
That's where it is. That's where most of the other celebrities.
Yeah, live.
They feel like everybody they have, and those guys they have the money to match up to that lifestyle. Even that, I know somebody that used to live at. I know somebody that used to live at Orchid. Used to live at Orchid. It got to a point that bro, like even light bill was 200K per month.
Bro, how much is my rent?
How much is rent?
How much is my
Do you get-
rent?
Light bill is 200K per month. I mean, do you get, and then the service charge of 50K from the estate per month. Look at all those bills, and it's in the entertainment space as well. So like something happened, it wasn't getting gigs and things as much as it
There's
used
always
to.
the off season.
Do you understand? There's always the off season. Do you know what my bro did? My bro literally packed out and moved somewhere in Aja that was far cheaper. Do you understand? It's still island,
it's even further.
but it's cheaper than what he was paying. Like he was basically just like
It's cheaper, but like in terms of comfort, affordable living, it won't traffic kill you.
I know. I mean, yes, but it doesn't. It's the type of that doesn't really require going out every
Yeah,
time.
he's always in his house and all that.
Except it's
Do
at
you,
night.
do you understand? Like, yeah, probably. And bro, you move bro. Even the traffic is better than what you be paying if you kept on that Orchard.
Well,
So
sorry,
that's why like I even like recommend all these, like you said, like one thing you mentioned something earlier about you have savings for rent, savings for
Rainy days.
rainy
yeah,
you know,
all of those
like that.
things. I feel like another thing people should start doing is utility savings.
Yeah, yes.
Do you get like
yes.
you don't
I do
understand?
that.
Do you say for utility? I mean, utility just comes.
Okay, so what I do is I take it from my rent.
Mm.
So that rent, it's not called this is rent. This is
House.
everything house.
Yeah.
So if gas should
Oh, I
finish,
get.
If we have a light problem, everything is coming from that.
That
place.
rent,
That
that
is
savings.
house
Yeah.
savings.
Yeah.
Anything else.
I think that's what it will even make more sense when you use that money point feature because
That money point, what I even did for that my house rent thing, yeah, I did the locked savings. So there's the flexible savings one that you can that one is up to like 10% per annum, and then the locked and there's the locked savings and the fixed savings. So those ones, fixed savings is the one that like, bro, like maybe I want to buy a car. I'm saving towards that goal of buying my
Is it
of
like
buying
3 economies ago?
I was about to say this. Sorry, something happened to me on Monday and I literally had to take a bus, like public transport I was coming back from work or something.
yeah.
So I not even got lost because I mean I'm in a new area, so I don't know how to get to. I don't really know that area like that. So I literally went and entered the wrong bus, and in my mind I'm like, if I had my own car, man, like this would not happen. Like I would not get lost or anything. So I'm like, okay, so let me start planning to
Get a car.
get a car. I now went to one IG page to be looking at car prices. I just looked at it. I'm like, okay, go to do it someday.
Do you understand? Look at that's another thing too. I feel like that's why, like, even if you are saving, you must be saving, making sure that like there's a feature that you are getting interest because you will never see.
Yeah, you never get that.
Let's say your car you want to buy or the house you want to rent. You've planned it that okay, I'll live in a 2.5 million per rent, and then you've already
I
seen
like
one.
the way Arose calls money.
The trust fund boy.
Like, he just be calling
I'm like,
millions
you guys are
of
looking at me
things.
like a small boy.
I
I'm
like the way you call money.
No, 2.5 m, and then you get there, they're telling you, that's our last share price.
Today's price is not tomorrow's price.
Do you understand? And the way, and we've never gotten to the point of agency and commission. That's why this is just the part one. We're going to have a part two on this house hunting. We've never gotten to the agency and commission
We will
part.
get there.
Let's say, okay, you're 2.5 M, and then next your agent is telling you full package 3.2. How did you arrive at this? How did you arrive? Or 3.6? How?
Bro,
How did you arrive?
So
So how do you save towards that kind of thing now? Like you want to rent a house. You want to rent, like you rent an every year.
let me tell you what happened to me. So when they told me, when I met the guy who stays in the house, who used to stay in the house, he told me, oh, this is how much he pays. So me, I just calculated, oh, this is how much I have in my account, so I should be able to quickly
Run
afford
it.
it.
Yeah.
When we now go to the agent, he literally now doubled what that guy pays and said, oh, cost of agency fee and everything. So just pay. He not even called the amount, like small change, like, oh, so just pay this amount. And I'm like, how is this adding up? He literally added like 400K for agency fee alone. And I'm like, how does this work? Like, how did he...
Was it agency alone?
He said agency, legal. He called like
Service
4
charge.
things, yeah. So everything was like 450, 480
And,
thereabout.
what's not that?
The guy now like begged for me like, I
Caution.
beg this one down.
Caution fee, legal fee, agency
You
fee.
pay all those things, and it's actually ridiculous.
And everything's like at least
There- do you know
100K,
there
200K.
actually is
each.
there's a percentage calculation for all of that. Though, like there's the one that they are supposed to follow.
Are you
Though,
serious?
Yes.
or like a policy
Yes.
Is it like percentage per your rent?
It's on the rent.
On the rent.
Per the rent.
Oh,
So like
if the rent is this amount.
Agent's fee is 10% of
The
your
rent.
rent. Lawyer is probably
Yeah.
this percentage. The ones that don't have like a fixed percentage on it are usually things like service charge, caution fee. They don't. They just call any number they want to call. You know, that kind of thing. But agency is supposed to have a percentage. Lawyer is supposed to have
Have a percentage, yeah.
Then that's legal. Supposed to have a percentage, and then I think there's one other one that's supposed to have a percentage. So the three of them, that's the percentage you're supposed to have and pay and all of that.
Most people do not know this.
this is the first time I'm actually hearing of it. To be
E.g.
honest. I also just use their mindset and just
E.g.
convert
me.
it.
That's why we are professional house on
This
site.
is it. You see. Do you have a certification in this?
Okay, so generally, agency fee for tenancy agreement is 10% of the tenancy rates.
Yeah.
Right. Let me go and get the rest. I feel like Google, but I'm not Google.
But I'm actually. This is the
Do you know
first
the
time.
funny-
But
I've seen-
this is the thing. Most agents these days, even
Yeah.
in Ibadan, don't collect 10% anymore. And I feel like one of the reasons is because two reasons. One, influx of people. The influx of people has reduced the accommodations available or accommodations
Yeah.
to taste available. So you have to find a place for anybody.
Yeah.
Now, you might be specialized in houses around Surulere,
Yeah.
Ujilegba, but you got a customer that is looking for a house is Bagada far from Surulere?
Not really.
No. Okay, maybe
Say Magodo.
Say Makoto. So
Yeah.
yes, you got a customer that's looking for house in Makoto. You have to now seek the help of another agent that lives at Magodo. Now, also, apart from influx of people, there's also the popular. It's now a popular thing to be an agent. Do you get, whether you are a certified one or whether you're a lawyer?
Yeah.
Basically, it's a popular thing to handle properties because there's influx of people. So you have to look for an agent at Magodo. Now, when the agent at Magodo come, I don't know if this is a Nigerian thing because I feel like once you live in Nigeria, there's just something about it. So I don't know if this is a Nigerian thing because I would think since you got an agent in Magodo and it's supposed to be 10% on the rent, both of you should share 5%.
Yeah, but they will
or
add their
share
own.
it or share it like 8-2%. Anyhow, just not 2% you go collect from me and that's it. But instead of that, you see people going as far as
20. Yeah.
In Ibadan, I've had to fight to bring it down to 15 at some point. Do you get? I feel like in Lagos, the only good thing about me is that my agent is my agent. You cannot not see. You don't collect profits. Maybe the other person will, I don't care.
You know what you just said
You know.
really makes sense, and that's literally why I've seen situations where agency and commission will be more than the rent itself.
Are you serious?
I have literally seen
Yeah,
like
because it's just
the
like
extra
double,
charges
double.
because they just literally just had adding you're looking for mini flats, and why am I paying this much for agency commission, all of these things? Like, it really does not make any sense. And that's one of the things that makes house hunting mentally exhausting
Exhausting.
and tedious.
Yeah.
Because imagine, look at it, just makes sense. I think that's the only explanation, because even
Okay, I said the lawyer should get like nothing less than 5%. So it's supposed to be like now we're calculating actually 15% of
15%,
your
yeah,
rent.
of your
So
rent.
lawyer takes 5, this guy takes 10. There's another 10% elsewhere, but they just
They just double it.
yeah.
I feel like they don't even do all these ones. They just think of any figure in their head and
No,
they
no, no,
just.
no. They calculate it
Are you serious?
because they have to still share the money at the end of the day. So they would calculate it. And I think one of the things that the things that annoy me the most about this thing is inspection fee. You fee use your rent do inspection.
Bro, guy, that's literally why I gave
You
up on
fee use
house
your
hunting.
rent do inspection fee before you find the house you need to find.
I'm dead.
See, every house I went to.
You guys see the inspection fee. I never
you
really.
don't-
Oh, you didn't do
I
that?
really never looked for a house.
Oh, lucky you. Now
I,
it's
I really
adding up
never.
now.
You know the
Trust
funny
fund
thing.
baby,
Yeah,
everything. So
I've just seen that, like, you obviously use like 5 months. You use the year to look for your house. She looks for house every year. Do you understand? So like, I can imagine how tedious. Like, look, she's so well versed in house renting policies and agency fees. Like, she knows all the inspection fees, because it's a very tedious task and it's something that you need to always plan for. Do you understand? And like, she even knows. So like, she knows the fees and everything. People don't know all of these ten
bro, no,
percent
this is the
things.
first time I'm hearing this. But I wanted to ask you, sorry, was something you look for when you're house hunting? Like, what are certain things you
Okay,
look
I
for?
have 3 things,
Yeah.
but again, you said there's always blind spots that people. So I now have extra. I think per house I move in,
You
Yeah.
find something.
I find something new that oof, I'm going to definitely.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking for a house, there are either 3 or 4. Let me just start naming them. Number 1 is accessibility to the road. Because I'm a nightlifer, so I want somewhere that is close to the road. And then I'm kind of like, I have a little bit of late coming thing about me. So I don't want to where if I'm ordering an e-ride, it has to come look for me inside.
Inside.
You know,
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
use 10 minutes, come find me before we are now even like on the main
On
road
the
to go
road,
to
yeah.
the, so, you know, I just want it to be quite
Very
accessible
close.
to the road.
Yeah.
Then I also look out for religious places. I don't want that. Religious places
Or like
as
Church,
having
school.
church around you and school
around.
around.
See, it's easy to miss it. My first, the house before this one, it was a church. Let me tell you how bad it was. We were the last house on that street, so it's like, oh, no school, no church. Thank you, Jesus. And we just like start moving in on a Wednesday. And we're getting today. Today is what? What do you mean?
Dead on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday. Look, it was the worst thing that, you know,
Bro.
where we've been coming to check the house. We've gone to the house like 3 different times. It wasn't a Wednesday. And we decided to move in on a Wednesday. And we were pulling up and we were hearing the church going. And we're like, what? What do you mean?
So I actually just found out there's a church behind my house
Yeah.
now. So
You just found out.
I just found out. I saw it today.
It's because
you
it's
hate
because
yourself Friday night.
it's because you are not a
On
professional.
Sunday morning,
It's because
you
you're not
go
a
to
professional
church.
house hunter. You didn't look at those.
No, but actually,
No,
I've
that's-
heard about this
No,
before.
the thing is that you
Yeah.
could look, but there would just be some that would hide. Like that church, for example, it was literally the other street because we are close. We are the last house in the close. It was the fence. I'm like, what do you mean there's a church here? we are supposed to be the last house here. Then the second one is school. Right, you have to look out for school. If not,
Yeah.
especially if you're someone who doesn't wake up in the morning, you know, wake up and jumpstart is a way of life for Lagos. So you're waking up like 4:30, 5 o'clock,
Yeah.
3 o'clock to run,
Yeah.
and you might miss this. But if you're not a wake up and jumpstart person, maybe you're, as you said, depending on your job, you're a nightlifer, you're a remote worker. My dear, you don't want them to be singing today is that day by 8 a.m. And then you would hate. See,
National anthem. will
I was
beat
speaking.
you.
I was speaking to Oreva.
Yeah.
Right, and we were complaining about my house.
Yeah.
In Ibadan because there's a school there. I missed that one too. So there's a school there. We're complaining about it. Then I came to see Oreva one day of recent, and the place where I came to see Oreva, there's literally a school above the house. I was
Yeah.
talking to Oreba and Stacy. I was like, what?
how do you have commercial like and residential?
That's actually too wild, man.
Do you know this thing too? Like, I realized that we actually have a school around where I stay in my house.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but
What's
like
make you-
because I always wake up early, I don't really feel it. But I remember that assembly, bang,
Yeah,
bang, bang,
yeah,
bang, bang, bang.
the
But I
house.
only feel it. You heard that like she's hype woman. She goes for a show,
Yeah.
and then she comes back, by 4 a.m., 4 5
yeah.
a.m. And then that's when I sleep. She wants to
Yeah,
sleep
and
in.
then
I just
you
want
And
hear
to
the drum
say-
and
somebody's
everything.
drumming.
Bro.
Today is bright. It's bright and fair.
so mad. I'm always so mad in the morning, and you know what? F them kids.
The
Anyway,
house I stayed in NYC, there was literally a school next to it, and the assembly ground was literally next close to the
your
parlor window. So like you can't miss it like every morning. Like when they go on holiday, guys, it used to be like bliss, bro. You would even forget that there's anybody near that area.
Okay.
Have you guys ever had the situation where like agents will force you into an apartment and tell you, "Okay, now just the sockets. No, you will change the socket. Don't worry. Is it the gates? Don't worry. When you put the iron, the gates go lock."
I think that's like a very okay.
They'll literally force you
Ibadan
into.
agents have not reached that level of deception. and
Let me
stuff,
tell you what
'cause they will
happened.
never fix it.
Yes.
So mine was light. Like they told me, because that's when I was trying my house hunting period. Like every house I went to, I asked, "How's the electricity here?"
Oh, that's one of my things.
Yeah.
Too. The electricity has to be.
So they said, they get 16 hours. I said 16 hours in this country. Interesting, bro. I literally don't even see 5 hours.
No, that's the mess up. Okay, so let me tell you. So light is one of my priorities. So because light is one of my priorities,
Yeah.
the school and the church is not really a priority, but priority is accessibility to the road, light.
Is it like it is? You just don't want to.
No, it is part of the things.
Yeah.
But if it was a priority, I would not move into this house. I moved in because my mommy was like, "There's a school, but they don't really, So I just like, let me just stay. The light thing, you can't just if you ask just the agent, you're fooling yourself.
If you don't ask your neighbors,
You might not find your neighbors to ask because obviously they'll go to work.
Yeah.
But you need to look for somebody that stays all day in the area. Like you need to look for a kiosk, a shop, a supermarket, security guys, whatever it is. You either ask right there or you come back in the evening and ask. And also sometimes when you come back in the evening you could see the neighbors. But you need to not take the agent word of mouth.
don't do that. That was the mistake I made.
There's another thing that agents do is they will literally like tell you they haven't checked the house before. It's one of the other agents that took them this. This is one of the other agents that plugged them there. So now they'll tell you, bro, don't worry, that house is for you. I can tell you that this is what you've been looking for. It's perfect. You'll not be excited. You'll be all like
Do you
jilted up.
request for pictures?
They'll send you
My
pictures.
agent told me-
Is pictures enough?
No, but
My
I
agent
just
told
wanted
me.
to make
My
sure.
agent told me my house. They call it that. The nickname in that area is House of Blessing. That everybody that gets into that house either gets married the next year or jackpot. So I'm like,
Happy
no,
for you,
let's
fam.
go, let's go.
You are next in line. God is in the neighborhood.
This thing I'll get back. This house in Bagada that they said everybody that moves into the house actually used to jackpot after a year.
Wow.
Bro, people they rush the house,
I won't rush the house as I'm even following you to talk.
bro. But yeah, like agents will tell you, yes, this is what you've been looking for. Send you pictures. Pictures can be, pictures can be, just so you get there, just for you to realize that this agent has never even been there.
to the house.
And then you not get there and see that this is not what I wanted. This is not what I explained to you, sir. And I'm like, don't worry, you
can
just
manage
the road.
it.
You
can
can
manage
manage it. Or the one that they will take you to, the total package is 1.5 or 2 million. And then they'll take you to a house and the total package is 3.5 or 4
So do you
million.
go?
So like, where am I supposed to find this remaining money
So
from?
sometimes well, actually is when you go for inspection, they would actually tell you.
Tell
that
you.
this is
I feel like
Did you ask?
no. What
like
they
they
do?
will lie to you.
They will lie to
that
you.
It's 2.5. This house is 2.5. So when you get there and meet the actual agent
Okay.
of that house,
They'll tell you-
They will now tell you, it's 3.5.
Total package is 3.
Okay, I have a question about agents in Lagos in a sense of that.
Yeah.
How do you guys don't have agents that are your friends? Like maybe one of our Rose friend that is a lawyer. Like, though I feel like what if
I can't even lie. It's one is a line of business me I want to go into. So I can't lie. Those guys are chopping
Because
money.
those guys are chopping
wait,
money.
because I don't know what it is, but I think the ones that would deceive you are the ones that maybe have time on their hands or something. Like if it's somebody that is just all about the business, let's get
Yeah.
into it. Not like, bro, I don't have time. I cannot take you to a place that I know that you're not going to afford. A
Yeah.
place that you're not, because why you? Is it because you want to collect inspection fee? Me, I will not give you.
That's the thing.
Me, I will
You
not
don't
that's-
understand.
give you.
Some agents here, just because they want to, I feel like they just want you to pay inspection fee.
That's
do you-
that's
do
where
you-
they chop
Do
their
you
money.
pay inspection fee per house?
Yes, no.
Yes,
Well, you
no.
don't do that.
Me.
Yeah.
This is what I do. So the only problem I would have is when I'm using multiple agents, because sometimes it calls for multiple agents. So when you're using multiple agents, of course you might have to pay inspection fee per new agent. But if you're not using, if you're
Well, that's
using
just once. You just pay one time.
once, so every house they show you, you
don't have to pay again.
You don't have to pay again. You just have to take care of transport, but you've paid like the inspection
Yeah.
fee back.
Yeah.
Do you get? Now, if it's a situation whereby it's not just you are using different agents, so you know that if you pay this agent 10K, you pay this agent 10K, you pay this agent. By the time you don't spend like 100K, 50K,
When you want to see
you
rent.
not go another agent. That one that has like that took the first 10K. Be like, sir, you've called you need to help me. I don't like this.
Yeah.
You have to help me find the house. You will not be jumping from agent to agent.
I think
but
that-
that's not easy though.
After I don't do locked savings, say okay, oh, my money point. I don't do locked savings, don't get 3 million. Or did not add the inspection fee.
We never add the
You
inspection.
not add
I
the
don't
inspection.
think anybody
Actually, funny thing, some of these agents, you feed them too.
You buy chow for them.
You buy chow for
Let
them.
me even give you this.
Those
crazy
are
story.
taking.
Let me see. Let me tell you, guy. I had some. The last one here was just really crazy. This agent took me to this house to check. So when we were finished, when we were leaving, he asked for the inspection fee and everything. So I transferred the money to him. So there was this Egwadubo in that
So
area.
how much was the inspection fee?
No, I just gave him 5K.
Okay.
So there was this Egwadubo plus his
I didn't
transport.
survey.
Plus his transport. So there was this Egwadubo that literally. So they thought I didn't understand Yoruba. So that one was literally telling me that he wants to like obtain me, like collect money from me. So the agent now told him, don't worry that when he's done with me and it goes, that the Egwadubo can now approach
Oh
me
my
and collect money from
God.
me. And like, is this the person that wants me to rent house from him?
What-
Literally setting me up
What kind of person
for
is
robbery.
After you fed him.
After I paid him, I paid his transport. He's setting me up for robbery, bro. I just because I understand Yoruba clearly, so they probably because of my name, they thought I didn't understand Yoruba. So maybe they just said this thing. Maybe he left the next bike that came. I wanted to even wait and order ride. As I just saw bike, I just said, "I just carry me out
Carry
of
me
this
dey go."
area, bro. Just carry out of this area." I never called the guy again. The guy called me the next Monday because I told him that because I actually like the house he showed me, and I'm like, "Oh, I'll pay like in 2 days." So he kept calling me. I said, "Nah, I'm not doing business with this guy again," and that's how like I lost that house,
Yeah.
bro.
I think another thing you should look
Don't
out
trust
for-
agents.
No, never trust agents. Another thing you should look out for when you're looking to go into places if it's fumigated. You don't want to move into your house.
We did write it that when you get
See,
started.
you've
How
just
do
been
you know?
hitting everything. Immediately,
When last did you look for house? If you
How
look
you
for
know?
house,
How you know?
guy,
How you know
there
it's
are houses,
It's deep.
there are
It's
houses
deep so bad
you
for
go
you.
to, like when they open
Yeah.
the door, you just smell the rats. Literally,
Yes.
like as they open the door, like the rats go just, bro, guy,
You guys-
cockroach everywhere.
You guys are listening. Just make sure you send in your dilemmas, please. I need to laugh. I need to hear more stories. So please, just make sure you're using this for spec Q&A and tweet at us, hashtags, follow Melody to other social media, bro. How do you mean rats? How do you smell rats?
So,
in
so
You
this,
don't they smell rats now.
did you smell rats now?
It's-
Yeah, you just-
so when you ask the agents, what did he say?
Nothing now. They would just like say they can't smell it. Say it's small thing now. Air freshener go come out.
as they would normally do.
Air freshener go come on rat smell.
Freshener go come out. So like this fumigation pee, like it was the day after I moved in that someone told me like, oh, did you fumigate? I'm like, what do you mean by fumigate? He's like, yes, now when you move into a new house, you have to fumigate. I'm like, oh mommy, I just saw that house once and I paid and moved in. Like I didn't check. So I think it was not like that night when he told me that thing. I just actually noticed that the kitchen has like this rat smell, so you could tell like it's actually a rat in the house and everything. So I mean, I'll have to get that sorted later. But bro, yeah, actually,
You have to check.
the truth is, every day when you are in your house, you notice something that you should check
That's
when
what
you're
I'm
renting
saying,
it.
When
that,
you're
like-
renting another
Yes,
house,
yeah.
yeah.
So I feel like, people that rush into it, or like you feel like you've searched and searched enough
And you're tired.
and you're tired, so you just accept anything like your eye. Like it would just be like, they jazzed you. Like, how did I see this? How did I? But it's too late.
Every time you be like,
Bro, how did I set
I
it?
wanna start planning of my movement the next year.
See, my
I'll
own
see
was
you
the
next
light.
year.
So like yesterday night, I'm like, guy, how am I in darkness? Man, like, I'm not renewing this rent, and I know it's just like how many days I've been in the house, but I'm like, I've never, like, all my life I've never lived in an area where like there's no like at least stable electricity here. So how am I going to adapt?
But maybe it's not even them. Maybe it's I want to say maybe it's you. Maybe it's no, not you. Maybe it's the government. In the sense of that, maybe it's not the area itself. Because where I live right now, as I said, light is priority for me. So we have light. See, light makes you be in a good mood. It makes
Yeah.
you want to wake up. It makes you want to go to bed, eat your proteins.
Bro,
Eat
like,
your-
it
it
affects
makes
you so much.
productivity is like
100.
you know,
Stock
and there's,
and
you're
your
living
fridge.
good, and all of a sudden power becomes terrible in the country, and for 1 month now you've not cooked
Story.
because you can't freeze your food anymore, and they spoil, and you come back from work and generator is tearing your ear because
God.
everybody is, it's I think the power just got bad, and it didn't get bad in just one part.
Yeah,
It
Yeah.
got
everywhere.
bad throughout
It's
the
everywhere.
nation. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
your place might
So maybe
actually be
it might
enjoying
actually-
this
do you get,
16,
like,
but this
yeah.
period they've like
Yeah, it's actually
because
been bad.
now we are having we have 4 hours light every 2 days.
Ah,
I'm telling you, and this is
Bro,
for 16
you know about
hours.
I thought you were going to
I'm
say.
telling you,
I thought you were going to say. I thought you were going to say every.
she said every
12
2
hours.
days.
every 2 days.
How now? How do you survive on that?
See,
I love you crying.
No, I just used to thank God that I have night. So this is it. So I have some things that are set up in my house for ease and for comfort. When I moved into this house, my first thought was comfort. You get. So I already had a rechargeable fan,
Fan.
before anything, because I was like, based on night, take and play. I shall never feel heat, and I have rechargeable bulbs.
Okay.
So even when
Yeah.
there is not light and I don't want to turn on the generator, I just like turn on the bulbs. So it's giving the feeling of there is light, you're
Yeah.
still happy, you can cook and all of that. But now with the fact that there is no electricity, my rechargeable fan cannot
Charge.
Yeah.
the bulbs cannot charge. So now when I come back from work, normally I'll just turn on the lights and just be living my life. Now I will say, let me just turn on light to
Go
look
on.
for something. Take my tea, turn it off, pa, because you don't know when they will ring light for that to charge. And you don't know the day you would need that light to be in your full,
Yeah.
and I don't really like it because it's even affecting me mentally.
Yeah.
But what to do now?
Yeah.
What to do?
Don't worry.
Maybe my neighbor was installing solar this morning. She was
Got beg out.
she
in
was
my-
installing solar panels. I really wanted to get me to say, babe, for now, how can we divide this
Let
thing?
me just connect my
Let's
fan.
Let
Let me
us.
just connect my fan.
In my compound, there was one period here, like I think it was like one. Normally, electricity was very good at the beginning, and then like I think a year ago or so, it just got bad. Like we're just running on gen and petrol so much. The next thing you know, this week, and you just say, how you know your neighbor is installing solar? You just like bang 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 bang. It's like who they am or something. You just say, neighbor. Nah, I don't join solar bandwagon. Next thing you know, like another. That's when you know that these people have money.
Yeah.
You get, these are people that like are using too
I'm not
much.
even going to lie.
These
That's
are
when
people
you
that
know
these are
have
these are
money.
people that they have money, like, because how do you just for like 2 weeks of bad power supply they don't run
You
solar
don't sharply
anymore,
run solar.
run solar because they can't take it anymore. But they might be things that like they're probably be saving for it.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's
I actually found out. I won't even call their names. So I won't give everybody free PR. But like, there's a platform where you can buy solar from them and pay monthly, and it actually works. So you can be paying like maybe 100K monthly to like you finish paying up for it.
For talking about this monthly payment, I would like to ask you guys: would you guys prefer to pay your rent monthly
Monthly.
or yearly?
I was about to get to that
More yearly,
conversation.
I beg. Yearly.
So now like nah,
There are months where I just want to
let me
ball. I
let
don't
me
want to save.
let me
or
take
pay
you
for rent.
let me take you back, guys, back to earlier of this conversation of the 150K salary brother that
That
is on
is living in 1.1
one.
M.
I
on
don't
the
want
island.
to pay monthly salary.
Bro,
Where you want take and
it's literally his full rent.
And then he wants to
his full salary he used to pay his rent. That's literally what's gonna happen.
times 3, times 10, times 12.
Yes, now.
You don't understand. You have to get more
No.
money.
Oh, it won't be enough.
It won't be enough.
See,
And people that live in houses that
how many jobs do you have?
have like, bro, don't worry.
This
Me.
guy has like
No,
5
I'm
jobs.
just like asking. I mean,
Oh.
5. How many do you have?
Me, let's say 3.
How many do you have? You don't have a job. You don't work. Oh God,
Trust
wait.
fund.
God, wait.
Trust
How
fund,
many? How many
baby.
jobs do you have? Freelance.
Oh,
Okay, so you
interesting.
can if you chop from anywhere, jembe. What about you, sir? How many jobs do you have? Like 4. Except this girl that does not have a job. Everybody has to have at least
Something
2 jobs.
extra, bro.
Like you are
You
not
can't
doing
be
95,
playing.
calling 150, and you are still
That's what I'm
relaxing.
saying. That's
Maybe you don't know.
but like it's literally not his fault. In a way that there's some jobs that requires your soul, your body,
Fact.
and soul.
Fact.
That requires your life.
Facts.
With your suit.
Fact. I know someone who's doing
with your
okay.
suit, they're expecting you to be in the office. Sometimes Monday to Saturdays. Sundays is the only day and you go to church and you still wear your suit to church. Do you understand? So like, how many suits do you want to? Do you know how much is, to get
This is what my friend
to get
hates
standard
95.
to get standard suit here? You need to have at least 40 to 50K. To get see, and then obviously you guys get like 6 to 10 if there's somebody that is wearing
No.
even more.
Why?
Even-
What? No. Rose, 6 to 10 suits.
How like
Hey.
2 suits? How like 2 suits that you manage
Two.
that?
Bad as a bad. 2. Bad as a no bad. 3.
3.
You
But
get.
like,
You
some
know,
of-
used to see all those content creators that they will pair blue jackets.
When you take all these back and
Trousers.
have like 10 suits.
Then what you will now have is like 10 shirts.
Are you
The
sure?
ones that
Marcus
have more
Marcus
than
will have more than
Let me
up to
tell
10
you,
suits.
it's the ones that have
Two.
worked
Navy
over
blue
the
and
years. You understand? So like maybe once every year they're buying new suit. Or
Oh, yeah,
something.
banker, you buy TM Louis shirts now.
Where you go Yaba market, go pick shirts, Suzuki, you there, right?
They do comfort.
Yeah, it's commonly really.
But essentially, even if you go Katangwa,
Guy,
say you want buy this thing shirt, as you already want 50K salary, I want to pay monthly rent. Obviously, you're gonna need to buy one new piece of clothing every month.
100%.
Yes, no.
Yes, no, definitely. That's
Why
what.
do you need to? No, I
No,
know.
just-
This is me asking, not being.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you need.
I buy like a
clothes
new
now.
piece of clothing every month. Like
Rose,
You
rich
don't.
kid.
You don't.
I don't.
you just
Okay, I always have new pieces of clothes in my closet,
yeah.
but I don't buy them every month. Okay, let me explain. The only reason why I have new pieces
Oh, you
of
do
clothing,
bulk shopping at once. Like one time you want to buy things, you buy like plenty at once.
I can't, maybe. Okay, so this is how it comes from me.
Yeah.
Right. The only thing that makes me have new pieces of clothing is when I hype. So when I'm going out, literally go and buy clothes to go out with, or do some custom made clothes. But like every day to day clothes where I go wear, they come out small, and all of that stuff. I rarely buy it.
I mean, in my own case, I just do like maybe this month, I'll just buy maybe a new pants, a new
Like you tell
shirt.
yourself that I must do it.
It's not like I must like.
My
it's
I
just,
do, sure.
it's not,
Tell yourself that
I just like, I need to get a new shirt.
I need to do this. So
no,
No,
like
but it
like
actually
it's just
makes
better.
sense, though.
I feel like it's better that way because almost sometimes man, I'll just get there's some clothes that you don't wear anymore. And you
Yeah.
I just give it to our cleaner. Like
Yeah.
you get like go and give it
Yeah.
to people in the area. And then there's some clothes you just have in your clothes that you wouldn't wear. Like
yeah.
I don't want to be holding. So like I just get something
okay,
new
so every time you buy, it helps you to
have.
Yeah, give out stuff.
Yeah, I helps you to give out something and
okay.
just
I
to
don't do
have.
much, I mean, I
So
hope.
obviously, like, so obviously, basically, like you have, in this case, then you now have, money for utility. Like now, my own expenses per month. I have feeding, I have utility. I don't really save for rent, like I said, but I do that like 3 months
Godwin.
before. I do it like 3 months before.
Godwin.
Like my rent is always due in October or so, or October or November or so, and I start saving like August towards that.
when
rent,
you
like-
think. Sorry to cut you short. No, you know what? Finish your thought. Then
So that's when I will now do like the locked savings and just lock money and then be getting the interest. But obviously, if I do it more, I will get more interest. If I do like 12 months,
Yeah, 12 months.
12
more.
months,
you
The
you
interest
get
will be
more
more.
interest.
yeah,
definitely.
there'll be more interest. So I just like open my money points, my flexible savings now. That's where like I do like utility ones,
Okay.
NEPA bill, water, waste management.
Okay. Okay. depending
Buy
on
like
the area.
buy
I'm like,
Drinking.
do we pay
No,
water
Drinking
bill?
water, no drinking water, drinking water.
drinking water.
And I know your
No, if
area.
you there Elantra, you pay for water.
You get what I'm saying?
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So like all those utility, so like, and then imagine with all these things, like all those bills,
Yeah.
utility, you now start doing monthly rent. How?
True, sure, okay, that
How
makes
as a young
sense.
Nigerian? How?
That makes sense.
But
Well, you actually support monthly rent?
look at it like this.
No, I know you have to. If you don't convince me, we will fight. If you don't
Who
convince
supports
me,
monthly rent in this economy?
Okay,
Let-
so I don't. Though my friend said it was kind of stupid,
yeah,
but this is a way I'm seeing it is in the sense of that, like for example, you want to buy a car. We were
Yeah.
talking about buying a car and saving to buy a car, and to buy this car, you're going to need 1.7 m. I don't know which car is 1.7 m this period, but like let's just say to buy this car, you need, let's raise it to 2.5 m. You need 2.5 m, right? And you need it now, but you can't afford it now. You can only afford it at the end of 12 months.
yeah,
And that is if it is still 2.5 at the
Yeah,
end
the
of
price will
12
go up.
months.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You get, but the only time you can afford this is at the end of 12 months. Meanwhile, you can actually afford to 2.5 divided by 12. Whoever is doing the math, do the math. Can't
That's
do it.
like
listeners, do the math.
You can afford.
250K thereabout.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
actually
actually-
it's actually
It
230k.
is still 50k.
It's 250K.
It's not per 10, no. It's not 10 months, 12
12
months.
divided by
12,
250.
yes, that's
It's
250.
250.
No? It's
No,
not.
12 divided by 2. What do you say? What are we dividing?
2.5 divided by 12 months.
So is it 200?
Yeah, yeah,
It's,
no, that's
it's about
200.
220.
bro. Sorry.
You know what? That's why the listener should have done the math.
They would have done it before.
It's about 225 actually. 225k.
2 to 5k. Okay.
Yeah, let's not
All
waste
right.
time.
So you're doing like 2 to 5k. You can afford to bring out even not 2 to 5. You can afford to bring out 300k.
What's it?
28. So
280.
we're both wrong. We're both wrong. But moving on, Sha, moving on.
You can-
I was close.
I shall say to something. But moving on.
You can okay. So you cannot afford to bring out the 2.5 this month. Till
Yeah.
12 months. But you can afford to bring out. You can afford to bring out 300k every month, even though you need like 208 every month. So wouldn't you advise for that to be monthly?
So you pay for the car monthly,
No, that's like installment payments now.
300K.
Do you get?
On how much salary?
Okay, so most
So
people that
basically,
do, most people
basically
that
now
do,
what she's saying is that the car is 2.5 and then you're paying 280k every month till 12 months.
yeah.
But like I
Okay, see, right now they do that kind of thing. They do it in Lagos, right now.
yeah, like down payments
Down
and all of those
payment, but
things.
they do contract and like the least you can do is 4 months. The least you can do is 4 months. So people take the house for as long as 12 months. Though it's usually more expensive because when you
The
add
interest rates added.
yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
that's the only part
So,
I don't
yeah.
like about it.
Mhm.
It's too expensive. But if you act as if you are not seeing that high interest rates, right?
It's better for you.
You could be able to afford to bring out 300, 350 every month than when you now add the full rent per month, it will be amounted to like maybe 3.5. Like let's say this is I just did, my only problem with it is that they would really cheat people on
Yeah.
that.
On that, definitely.
Yeah,
Do you
definitely.
get? But
Definitely.
I think it is a good way of paying because think about our economy and how almost everything we have in our economy is broken down into
But then
sachet.
in
Do you get?
why
Almost everything is
actually
broken down into
agree
sachet.
in this actually agree to
Oh,
this.
yeah.
But I don't totally agree.
Okay.
Let me just say don't let me say I agree. But in that sense, it's because bro, like everybody's always scared of the future, unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
You are okay. You know that your salary is 500k. You can be doing 208 payments or 600k. What if you lose your job in 4 months?
Bro.
Okay, yeah. So that's the reason why a lot of people have housing problems outside the country. Like not Nigeria.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, 'cause
because
that's what they do.
most of them pay monthly,
Monthly.
Yeah.
in some of these countries. And once they lose their job, it's always so
So
hard to
hard.
get back on their
Yeah.
feet. So as you said it, yes, I'm not going to
Bro,
lie. That's
like,
the risk.
it's scary.
The
That's one
only
of
the
risk
only
factors.
pro I see in monthly payments is it's easy for you to leave your house when you. So for like me now, I don't like the lights in my house now. Next month I can say, oh, I'm not
When
paying
you go
rent.
see
So
house?
this is-
For this Lagos, I was
I'll
building
go back to my
Lagos.
father's house now. No,
I
no
was building
problem. I'll
Lagos.
go back to my father's house.
I think it's great because of the kind of economy we are living in now. It's hard for people. People don't really have that.
Yeah, but it's something in the conversation right now. I think Lagos State government is looking into it.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. But my
Yeah.
own problem again is the misuse of it. I think I saw a tweet on it that said they will also start charging 350K per month on one house. Do you get?
And that's someone's yearly rent.
That's do you get in Lagos?
Yes, no. If you go to all these Agege,
Oh,
Self-con.
yeah, self-con, you see 350K. There. Are you even see
that's
for
2 bedroom in Ibadan.
Are you serious?
A good 2 bedroom in Ibadan.
For 350K?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm going to request for remote work. I'm moving to Ibadan.
You should, and it's not. You can wake up by 3 o'clock for a meeting for 3, and you get there by 3.
Are you serious?
No, but
But I mean, I get like is that there's no traffic and all that.
you can't do that.
I mean,
with
the
Lagos.
traffic in Lagos has
You
been
know,
dangerous.
actually, I came from Ibadan today,
Yeah.
and okay, so I just was having like a crazy day, so I didn't hit the road as early as I would hit the road.
Yeah.
But I feel like even if I was living in Lagos and I had to come here, I might still have to have woken up as early as
Yeah.
I did wake up in Ibadan just to make sure that I'm here. This is maybe an hour 40-something minutes journey from Ibadan to this place.
Yeah.
But in Lagos, you go still spend that 1 hour 40-something minutes journey.
Somebody's coming from
At some
if somebody's coming
places.
from Aja, you spend more time.
You spend more time. You spend over 2 hours. You come from. But, I mean, let's not even talk about.
Let's not even get to that.
It's
So like basically we've gotten to the end of today's episode.
there.
And like we said, mentioned earlier, you guys should please send in your dilemmas and then we'll react to them. Your house hunting wahala, we're going to ask you on the Spotify Q&A. So you guys should just make sure you drop your house hunting dilemmas and we'll talk about it next week. And wherever you see Melody on stage, Bila. Whenever you see Melody on stage, just make sure you Bila
And
first
pay me
thing.
for what?
People wey dey look for house every year, they get
We
money.
have
oh.
money now. That's why.
And she's a professional saver. You see that she has the utility savings. She has unforeseen circumstances.
Money
So
savings.
what? The
Hey,
billing is
right.
all for sin?
She will give you the billing is in unforeseen savings. Do you
You have
understand?
to
Like,
start saving for
Wow,
billings.
wow.
you have to, do you understand? So like
Economy,
that's
save for billing.
that's in the unforeseen billing, and you guys should just make sure you open a Money Point bank personal banking app. It's different from the business banking app. I didn't know that until somebody introduced it to me, and up to 16%, bro. I don't think there's anybody that's giving you that.
I'm running that
free.
P. I'm using it to save for my rent. I mean, guys, save for it. I can't even lie.
If you're like me, just do that locked savings, lock it for like 5 months, but it will be better for long-term plan. I actually wish I did it. I think I might probably just start dividing.
Better
money.
start
You
saving for
took
your
something
rent.
out of this episode.
Better start saving for your rent,
No,
guys.
no, no, I'm doing affordable living. I'm not
Give
doing
me-
comfort living.
Ah, trust for.
Is it comfort, baby? Give me an advice. If you were to give somebody who was looking for a house an advice, what advice would you give the person?
Save money monthly towards your rent. I save more than your intended rents. Like you said, all this
Right.
agency. And remember, even if you didn't learn anything, learn that it's 10% to
Yeah,
mention that
when
house hunter, I don't
Gentry
tell
you
you.
know,
They
saying-
will not. You will pay what 30%. I promise you. In this Lagos,
Yeah, so for me, I think if you're house hunting right now, what advice I'll give you is take your time. Don't rush. If you rush, you would end up,
If you rush, you lose your house.
getting
take
frustrated.
You
your
lose the
time.
house of
What
your
time are we
dreams.
looking at?
like just be like me. Use 1 year to look for house. No, but for real, like don't rush. I also actually said it while he was speaking. If you rush, you'd regret. You might regret it. So, make sure you're following up your agents. You're looking at the right places. I think maybe in the show notes we'll put a list of things key things you should actually check out for
Yeah.
when you're looking for a house here. So just take your time, don't rush, and look for friendly neighbors too and all that. So
Check for church
Yeah.
and schools.
check
as well.
for check for
Check for church,
What's one
schools.
thing you tell someone who's house hunting?
She has a lot.
No, well, just be one
That
go.
I'm asking you guys so that I'm looking for advice because I'm about to start a new set of house hunting. So I'm like,
New year, new house.
New
hunt.
Year,
Yeah,
new house.
yeah.
No, I'm for real.
What are we? Okay, this is March. Okay,
I'm for real. My house 2-3 days ago, my house locked me out of it. So I'm like, oh, you don't want me here again? Don't
How
worry,
like you
I'm-
forgot your key or something?
No, I opened the door, but there's a bolt at the back.
Oh,
of
so
the
it
door.
was
So
locked.
when I locked it, the boat.
Hooked.
Cooked.
Bro, like that's so many, that's why this is a part one.
Then
So after I opened the door, it wasn't. It took my neighbors. So
Bro,
I just
bro,
said, "Oh, you don't
that's
want
why,
me here."
that's why
again."
this is a
Okay,
part
I'll go,
one.
I'll go.
That minor things like there was one time I wanted to introduce that to my compound, because the security,
Yeah,
the
the
gate, the
security
service people, the landlord said no, they should go away. That they want to introduce, so everybody will have their own key, and then you open the. I'm like, imagine. So if you want to open the gate now and drive in, you have to come down. You
Come
gotta
down,
open,
open. Oh, yeah.
rather
You
than
don't-
just beeping your horn.
And then it gets man open.
I
Oh,
said
you
they
don't
want
have
to-
gates man. You
Comfort
open.
living, you know.
This is a big boy. He's a big boy. He's living in one of the most comfortable places on the mainland.
This guy is lying. Oh.
Really guys living in one, bro. Like I saw a list of places. They were like, oh, everybody thinks it's only rich people that live on the island, but like on the mainland, so they are very wealthy people.
Yeah.
And they listed this guy's area, and that's all.
Please, you guys should just make sure you drop your dilemmas, fellow Melody M. You see, just the Melody M. I know reach to for social media.
No, but just give us your
But just say your Instagram handle.
Your Instagram handle.
Wallah, he just search Melody M. Or in fact, you know what? Just go for the next post concert or next. But bro, every concert, I think she's
First
the
concert I
only.
saw her was it mainland block party or island
Mil-
block party? One
I've
Guinness
seen her in
tea.
2 million block parties actually.
I'm
I
not
saw her in
party
one
girl,
before.
so-
Yeah, I saw her in one before I even knew her. That she was the first ever hyper
And her
man I'd
energy is
seen
like
on.
150.
Bro, like she was the
Like
first.
her energy is always like she was hyper. Like I'm like, why do you have this much energy?
She was the first hyper man I even saw on stage. Like I didn't know that was a woman business.
Guys, please call that out.
I've never just seen I've never
Yeah,
just
no,
gone to a
definitely,
show
100%,
and seen
100%,
Julia.
100%.
So I was like intrigued and like bro energy she did.
But do you have female colleagues?
Yes, no.
Are you serious? You're the only female hyper one. Hype.
This guy,
Hype
what do you mean? What do you mean
person I've
female?
seen actually.
What do you mean female colleagues? Like saying a night like.
But it's a job now. It's actually
It is
a
a
job.
job.
Did
It's
you
a
say-
job now.
did they say female colleagues in your industry?
We say colleagues.
Yes, now musicians say colleagues
This
to
person
each
is my
other now.
colleague.
My colleagues.
Yeah, they actually do say it.
You get some colleagues. If you say colleagues, I will not really say you banker like my colleague, like
So what do you call like other podcast hosts?
fellow podcast.
Yeah, if it's anything.
Yeah, you guys, thank you so much. Follow our social media handle.
The Melody, not MIA. TheMelodynotMia.
Yeah, and you guys are going to be seeing her a lot. Don't worry.
Let me
The
stop
next,
shop.
the next time you guys see her, don't worry. That one we are dragging her on it.
Dragging me.
Don't worry. That's just a sneak
I'll
peek.
call my lawyer.
You guys, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.